Hey guys, how are you all today? I'm so excited to bring to you the first of many vlogs for the spring anime season. This is going to be a first impressions video on Plastic Memories. And I had a really hard time deciding what I wanted my first vlog to be because there are so many great shows out for the spring season and I'm trying to follow so many things. Some of you guys know that I've been traveling throughout Europe for the past 2 or 3 weeks, which is why I look a little bit tanned. No, this is not the lighting, it's actually just my skin. And I have so much media and so many photos to go through. Like, I want to post some travel stuff to show you guys. And I actually went to a concert after I came back, so I have some pictures from that as well. So lots of stuff going up, but right now let's get to Plastic Memories because it is such a really great show and I really recommend you guys check it out. Like, before you even hear me talk about the story or the characters, just go into the series with an open mind and I guarantee you will enjoy it, at least to some degree, because it's such a strong opening to a really great series. Alright, so Plastic Memories takes place in a more futuristic world where people use Giftias, and Giftias are androids basically. And they're almost like human. And Giftia exist in like public spaces, in the workplace. They exist to take care of like family members, or they exist to like fill in family member roles. They actually exist all over society and they're fully functional and there's really nothing wrong with them. The only thing is that Giftia lifespan is about like 9 to 10 years, and after that their memories start to disintegrate and their personalities start to break down. This can cause a lot of problems for the people around them, so what happens is that the original company that created the Giftia, the SA Corporation, they also created a terminal agency division. And basically this terminal division is in charge of bringing in these Giftia that have reached their limit and resetting their memories, bringing in their hardware and just kind of giving them closure. Now the interesting thing about this story is that you get to see a lot of like interactions between Giftia and humans, and sometimes you get really confused as to like whether or not these Giftia can feel emotions. Because it's not really mentioned in the first 2 episodes, but I feel like they do feel a lot of emotion, especially when you see a lot of the Giftia being collected at the end of their term. A lot of them are crying with their family members and it's just really quite emotional. I feel like this series is taking the story of like androids and humans coexisting farther beyond like the whole androids having emotions issue and taking it farther to how Giftia or androids interact with humans on the level where they actually create very strong interpersonal bonds, and how these affect people when these bonds are terminated, and how these affect the Giftia, because many of the Giftia, are basically all of the Giftia, are aware of the fact that they have a very limited lifespan. And it raises the question, if you knew you had a limited lifespan, what is the point of making memories? Because that's all they are. They're just plastic, they're fake, and they're going to be erased by someone. Since we get a lot of the collection agency perspective from Ayla, who is the main protagonist, she's also a Giftia, and she's like painfully aware of the fact that she has a limited time on this earth. And that's kind of what makes her so like collected and reserved. And it's not just because she's really shy and not just because she's really like too cool for the other characters. You get the sense that she's very like emotionally sensitive to the other supporting characters or the people that she interacts with, and I feel like that really makes her a really great character. Throwing in that like average protagonist, kind of like average Joe, I thought Tsukasa was going to be a supporting kind of like main character to Ayla's development, but it seems like their partnership is going to develop together, because basically when you go to collect Giftia, you need 2 people. One is the marksman, who's in charge of convincing the owners of the Giftia to kind of sign the agreement form, and the other is the spotter, who's basically in charge of like overseeing the process and just like making sure everything is going okay. By the end of the first episode, I was actually just like tearing up and crying in bed while I was watching this, and you don't really expect it to be as emotionally charged as it is, but because of all the build-up they do and just because of how much you can perceive in the characters' emotions and in the animation, you really get into the story. Now, I really enjoyed the animation overall. It's not done by any of like the really big and famous companies, but it's actually still animated quite well and everything is moving quite fluid. I actually didn't expect all of the character features to be so well defined and so sharply angled. I felt like Ayla is the only one who's really distinguishable as a Giftia because everyone has a lot more like realistic and softer kind of tones to their character design. But overall, all the characters very distinguishable, and I'm very happy with how the entire character cast looks. Now, I wanted to touch a bit on the music because the music in the PV was what initially attracted me to check out this show. The music was just so poignant and so honest. You really get so immersed in all those emotions, and once you hear the soundtrack, you just can't help but all the feels are coming, and I can't wait for this soundtrack. I'm so excited for this soundtrack, and I feel like it's gonna be pretty darn awesome. There's definitely gonna be a lot of emotional moments in this show, and the series will reach an emotional climax because at the end of everything that's happening, you know that Isla, the main character, she also has an expiry date, and she is going to have her memories taken from her because she's just gonna reach her limits. But on a first impressions glance, Plastic Memories is fantastic. I think it does everything that it sets out to do in the premise and the synopsis, and it builds up a lot more. Like I said, I cried in the first episode. I did not expect to cry at all. I have no doubt that I will cry at the end of the series as well. Not to say that the show is very, very dark. There are a lot of comedic moments, and Isla's character traits are actually quite endearing. At times you see her so serious when she's like approaching the different Giftia, but when she's on her own or when she's interacting with Tsukasa on like day-to-day basis, she's really clumsy, she's adorable. So you can't help but love Isla. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry there's no Manga Mondays this week. I did so many manga videos in the last 2 weeks that I want to focus on mostly first impression vlogs for the next little while. Hopefully I can get about 2 or 3 videos out this week. I don't know yet because we are closely approaching essay deadlines and exam season for me here in the UK, but hopefully I will be able to kind of schedule everything around. Of course, if you guys are looking for more first impressions, the blog is always updated before everything else. I like to do blog posts a lot at night, and they are a lot easier to compose and put together than videos because video takes a lot of time editing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to hit like or subscribe for more from me. More videos are coming very soon, and I will talk to you guys then. Bye!